Hey, what's up, guys? How's everybody doing? This is Lotus from d.id. You guys hear me? Check, check. Can you guys hear me? Thank you.
Okay. I guess we're about ready to get started. Uh, just want to verify that the stream is up. We're ready to go. All right, we're ready to go. Give me 1 second. Presentation up. Okay. Hope everyone can see my screen. So this is the first town hall of 2024, and I'm so glad you all made it here. So today we'll have 7 different talks, each about 10 minutes long. We should be done in about an hour, and then have some time left for Q&A. So now I want to jump in and say that the 2023 annual report is now live. It's a summary of the ecosystem, grants, content, core development, and just about anything we could find about the project. You can check out the QR code here to download it. It's very comprehensive. If you've made it here, I'm sure it'll be worth your time to check it out. Now we'll have some highlights from the last year. CKB passed its first halving, and I'm happy to say that there hasn't been a material change in the hash rate. The network is still as secure as it was before the halving, and this is thanks to the CKB miners all over the world securing the network. The Lite client was activated, and now users can connect directly to CKB without the pain of syncing a full node. New users can sync immediately, while scanning the entire chain's history takes about 5 hours. The CKB node probe launched. This is a heat map of nodes around the globe, and a reminder that CKB can run on any modern computer and even a Raspberry Pi. And speaking of nodes, a shout out to Phil, who created these nodes and has been giving them away through the CKB Community Fund DAO, which is one more highlight. In 2023, the CKB Community Fund DAO launched, which is a fund governed by Nervos DAO depositors, and it funds many different sorts of L1 projects. I think there's been about 10 projects so far that have received funding through the DAO, and you can check out the forum to see more. And JoyID launched. It's a multi-chain passkey wallet which leverages CKB to allow for a 10-second onboarding experience. After about 2 months, it's attracted about 200,000 users. In 2023, we also saw the Reddit revamp. So this is thanks to the tireless work of Kima and Lee, and we're seeing new levels of daily engagement on Reddit. Additionally, the foundation launched the knowledge base, which is full of information about the project and general crypto concepts. It's also open to contribution. So I want to give a big shout out to Kima, Alejandro, and Phil, who have all submitted articles to this resource. I think there's about 50 articles now, and there's more being added every week. The Polycrypt team, who will speak later today, completed 2 grant projects in 2023 to integrate payment channels into CKB. This is valuable research in the quest for micropayments and a connection to Bitcoin's Lightning Network. And lastly, the core team successfully tested a quantum-resistant lock script, so it's possible today to hold CKB out of the reach of tomorrow's quantum computers. And this is the first in the industry. It's testament to the long-term thinking of CKB and this community. So in the report, you also find all of the content produced by the foundation. It's a comprehensive report. There's so much that has happened on this project, and yeah, it was a lot to put together. So I'm sure if you guys have made it here, you'll find interesting things there. So check out the link. And we already see a few things happening in 2024. The Omega inscriptions protocol launched, and we saw CKB process upward of 1 million transactions in a single day during this meme mint. The Sport NFT standard is ready to launch on mainnet, and we should hear from Cryptape very shortly about the status on that mainnet launch. It's a protocol that allows for creating NFTs with real intrinsic value, and that's backed by underlying CKB. We also saw a mainnet deployment of support for Bitcoin wallets interacting on CKB, and this is integration into Omega. I think this is on testnet right now. From the core development side, there's ongoing work on open transactions and application standards to lower the burdens on CKB developers using the cell model, make it easier to develop on CKB. There's research on improving the P2P network and efforts to finalize and launch the second hard fork on mainnet. And there's the CKB auth library, which is a library that helps developers create applications that can be accessed by many different chains wallets, and this will be enabled by the second hard fork. Now, while I have your attention, I want to open dialogue about an important topic, and that's why we follow Satoshi. I'm sure many of you have heard this before. Well, some of you may be hearing it for the first time, that Bitcoin was the technical inspiration for CKB, which is the blockchain that underlies the Nervos network. While Bitcoin has UTXOs, CKB has cells, and cells are a more powerful generalization of Bitcoin's UTXOs, but at their heart, they function very similarly. And while Bitcoin has Bitcoin script, CKB has RISC-V, which allows for a lot more possibilities, and it's much easier to work with. Bitcoin has Nakamoto consensus, while CKB has NC max, which modifies Nakamoto consensus to maximize the system's throughput. And this is all to say that Bitcoin and CKB have very similar architectures. They share similarities when building on top as well. Bitcoin has the Lightning Network, and we're really not quite clear how a payment channel on CKB would look, but conceptually, we can see that connecting these networks together will be served by the two chains having similar architectures. Additionally, there's philosophical similarities. The goal of creating a drastically different from other smart contract platforms in ways that can take years to appreciate and truly understand. Things of CKB and why we follow Satoshi, there's an article that will go live in the block by the time this event's over. But I'm sure by now you're asking, why would I be bringing this up? Well, the last year or so, we've seen a relative explosion in interest and innovation on Bitcoin. Everything from NFT ordinals to BRC20 fungible tokens to sovereign rollups, and ideas for doing zero-knowledge things on top of Bitcoin are now everyday discussions on Twitter. When I look back at the last few years, we were doing our best to navigate an Ethereum-centric world, but we had a lot of things to say that nobody really cared about. In contrast, UTXOs, proof of work, and even RISC-V, which is being used in the BitVM, are now important topics in the industry, and every day we see the volume of this growing. And the wonderful thing about it all is it's true to who we are. It's the message that we've been beating the drum about since last year. The market is beginning to meet us where we are. And because of architectural similarities, CKB can already support Bitcoin programming solutions, such as this project which implemented Bitcoin's Taproot on CKB. Developers familiar with this paradigm will find CKB easy to understand. CKB can also easily support features that developers will request to be hard forked into Bitcoin. I know recently, especially in the last couple of days, there's been a buzz about this idea of CKB and Bitcoin. I do understand why people could get confused and concerned about this idea becoming so prominent so quickly, so I want to explain it how I see it. I was thinking about ETH Denver last year. On the bright side, .bit attracted a lot of interest, and we did an awesome side event about account abstraction, but during the main event, we ultimately had a pretty sad-looking Nervos and Godwoken booth, because overall, the fact is we were at this Ethereum conference trying to fit 99.9% of them. So this year, I don't feel inclined to arrange a plan to go to ETH Denver. All eyes are thinking about how we can do events with excited Bitcoin builders who we know will understand CKB, why it's built the way it is, and be excited by the possibilities. So the momentum in this direction is new. I personally feel a little out of water, and I'm still adjusting strategically. And I can sense for many people that this feels like there's some sort of drastic shift. And when I think about the contrast in the world that I see today with that experience at ETH Denver, drastic may be an appropriate word, but ultimately, CKB is like water. It will take any form asked of it, and doing everything we can to support that idea and those possibilities and empowering the community is still the focus of my team. And there's an unwavering commitment on this project to the idea of CKB being a flexible solution to many problems. The core team is still focused on improving the capabilities of CKB, making applications work better, and making all of this easier for developers. And what we're seeing in this idea of CKB and Bitcoin is just one very exciting wave. And the volume of attention that you're seeing is driven by excitement more than anything. And with that said, I won't take too much time. There's so much to be said about things on this front. I look forward to supporting all of it and seeing how things play out. But ultimately, today we have 6 more teams to hear from. So going to pass the mic now, see who's around, and I think we should go to Rangjin. Is Rangjin here? If Jan is here, we can go to Jan, but I know he's on that Twitter Spaces. Lotus is here. Yeah, let's go to Lotus. Okay. Lotus, do you want to tell us about what's going on d.id's side?
Yeah, of course. It's Lotus from the d.id team. And first of all, congrats on a brilliant year for Nervos ecosystem. And it's also been an incredible year for the d.id as well. And first of all, we kind of like rebranding from .b to the d.id in 2023. And it's not just a rebranding, it also represents like a fundamental shift in our approach and vision from focusing on domain names to broaden our horizon to embrace a diverse application ecosystem based on d.id. So this evolution has not only expanded our operational scope, but has also crystallized our future mission. And so the first major accomplishments I want to introduce like is the launch of d.id as a service. um, this breakthrough allows entities like brands, communities, creators, and DAOs to create their top level d.ids and issue unlimited second level d.ids. Imagine entities like Pac-Man.Blur or Bob.Pepsi or Matt.Nervous, right? So this service has several benefits. Um, the first one is community building. It fosters a stronger sense of identity and belonging within communities. It's very crucial for increasing cohesion and brand visibility. And also, it's really good for governance and reward. For example, it revolutionized community governance by permanently recording members' contributions and achievements. So this transparency and acknowledgement fuel active participation and loyalty. Also, secondary domains also open additional revenue for brands at a minimal cost to users, with prices starting as low as $0.99 a year. It's an economical way to enhance creator and fan economics and strengthen community connections. Our second major accomplishment is the development of the d.id achievement system, which we are announcing for the first time here today, actually. So we aim to integrate d.id into everyday life. So we believe our achievement system is the perfect gateway. This system chronicles life's milestones and everyday achievements as badges, from academic accomplishment and professional certifications to personal feats like visiting a new country or mastering a skateboard trick. This not only helps preserve precious moments, but also paves the way for a new social network where people can connect more meaningfully based on shared achievements. We envision this tool to transcend Web3, appealing to a broader Web2 audience. The positive reception from our clients like the Bank of China and Yunnan Province's tourism platform underscore the potential impact of this initiative. So we are very eagerly await the launch and also anticipating everyone to soon cherish their first d.id achievement badge. And our third accomplishment is enhancing user accessibility and the experience. In our mission to make d.id more accessible, we made significant upgrades to user experience. One notable advancement is enabling credit card purchases for d.ids, significantly lowering entry barriers for non-Web3 users. Furthermore, our integration of passkey login offers a user-friendly passwordless experience. Our commitment to continue improvement is steadfast, and we actively seek community feedbacks to refine our offerings. So as we look forward 2024, we are poised at the brink of immense opportunities. The evolving narrative around Bitcoin Layer 2 and the growing focus on the Nervos ecosystem signal exciting times ahead. So we are very committed to leveraging these developments and working hand in hand with all of you to just make the Nervos ecosystem more thriving. Yeah, that's basically what's happening from us in 2023.
Okay, awesome. Well, thanks, Lotus, for coming around and yeah, telling us more about d.id. Yeah, the rebranding was quite exciting. So yeah, looking forward to seeing what you guys do this year. Keep us posted. I guess we can go to Keith now if you want to jump in.
Everyone, I'm a member of the Magickbase team. Can I share my screen?
Yeah, you should have the inside the window with the stage. There should be a button to share screen. It should work.
The button is disabled. Okay, I will go straight. Hi everyone, I'm a member of the Magickbase team. Our team focuses on the development and the maintenance of fundamental services in the CKB ecosystem, including wallet, explorer, developer tools, and public services, etc. While we have been serving the ecosystem for several years, it seems like this is our first time introducing our team to the community through the live stream. So I'd like to give a brief overview of our team. We might appear to be a productivity team composed of cold-blooded coding nerds, but in reality, we are kind of advocates. We have our own vision and integrate it into our products, conveying our ego to the community through our creation. We may not be good at verbal expression, but we show ourselves in our products. As our team slogan states, we aim to build a permissionless future, pursuing the rights of choice for everyone, the security of property and the assurance of privacy. We keep our work transparent and inclusive.
Hey,
And
Keith,
I believe.
Let me just pause you for a second. Can you try to share your screen again? I messed with the permissions. I want to get your presentation up.
Oh no, the button is still disabled.
Oh, sorry to interrupt you. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm continuing. I believe, yes, I believe our philosophy has been conveyed to the community because the community vibrance has been increasing steadily in these years. We have received feedbacks that is several times more than before in these years, adding many tasks to our development plans. This feedback comes not only from users but also from developers who can provide technology suggestions, which is very encouraging to us. We have not only received various improvement suggestions, but also they take part in our development process directly, especially in the Neuron project. In the next release, we will deliver the internationalization of the French and Spanish, thanks to the community. Okay, back to the point. I would like to introduce what we have been focusing on recently. We always be close following to the new features introduced by the CKB core team and actively incorporating them into our products. Last year, we were the first to support CKB's light client in Neuron, providing a better user experience for those who pursuing security and privacy while increasing the decentralization of the entire network. This year, our goal is to distribute the light client on mobile devices, further enhancing the network distribution. This is really a challenging work for us. In fact, as the core team has a heavy workload, so we must do our own research and adaptation. To be honest, this is not our forte, but we are still willing to give it a try because the light client allows more and more community members to enhance the network security construction to make it strong and robust. We also focus on user privacy and property security. Last year, we have implemented communication between the Neuron wallet and the app through the Wallet Connect protocol, you can now experience it in an independent branch on GitHub. Unfortunately, after that, the Wallet Connect has had some negative news, forcing us to consider other communication solutions, better solutions that Relay is not mandatorily required. We know that in some countries, the Wallet Connector is not allowed. So those users in that country, they are censored, yes. We are currently optimistic about establishing a connection between the wallet and the app through a new technology called WebRTC. In fact, it's not a new technology, but it's massively adopted in recent years. The WebRTC short for the screen can be shared. Go. Okay, where am I? Oh, the WebRTC, short for the Web Real-Time Communication, enables direct peer-to-peer communication between applications. Oh, here, yes. Peer-to-peer applications, communications between applications without the need for other middleware use. Oh, am I shared my screen?
Yeah, we can see the screen.
Okay. Sorry for that. Users may no longer worry about being censored by the centralized service, and the connection is also encrypted. WebRTC has been set as one of the Web3C standards in recent years and has been widely used during the COVID-19 period, especially for online meetings and live streams. In fact, today's Discord live stream relies on this technology too. So as long as users can watch this live stream, they will be able to connect to the neuron remotely in the future. We will start the design after 2 releases of neuron in the next months. And in addition to the exciting new research, we also look forward to putting research results done in the past year into practice. Currently, the most important thing is to implement an off-chain protocol called co-build, which specifies data format and interaction process suitable for multi-part involvement in a transaction construction and the signing process. As the name implies, co-build, the entire process can be cooperated by multiple parties, and the final transaction will be semantically expressed to users. We have already started using this protocol in some products, and after validation, it will be officially supported in Neuron. Another major story we will actively take part in is the BTCB. You must have learned it yesterday. It facilitates the circulation of Bitcoin on BTC through the powerful CKB VM engine. Yes, we have just have the Twitter space. Okay. An exciting news is that the core team has successfully completed CKB transactions using several well-known Bitcoin wallets. From another perspective is that we can possess Bitcoin and the CKB assets simultaneously in a single wallet without needing to worry about how they are allocated in the layer 1 or layer 2. You will feel that your assets, no matter it's the Bitcoin or CKB, they are all managed in your lovely wallet. Yes, and the third topic. Personally, it's my personally most interested topic. I'm looking forward to use the stealth address. Users that are familiar with HT wallet, the hierarchical derived wallet, must know that to protect privacy, we often change receiving addresses for each transaction. So our transaction to this address cannot be tracked. This requires users to frequently expose addresses and personal relationships in the public context. With the help of stealth address solution, we can generate a one-time address for each transaction based on a set of constant information provided by the receiver, reducing the information exposed to the public. Strictly speaking, there will be no public exposure of the connection between the receiver and the receiving address. It's not a new technology, but it's super sweet on CKB. We have been sorry, one time, yes. Okay. Yes. By the way, I have learned that the inscription is very hard on Bitcoin ecosystem, and everyone is eager to participate in these activities, leading to some amusing situations. Some wallets actually treats users UTXO inscribed with the witness, inscribed with the data as a regular UTXOs, and they are used as the transaction fee, and they are paid. They are paid in a transaction. This is unimaginable in the past because every wallet team treats users' assets with extreme caution. We still hold on this side. We still hold on this style, and so our speed may be slower than other teams, but we will never compromise it. We also have a very long to-do list covering areas such as blockchain explorers and developer tools, each of which will be a professional topic. I won't go into detail here. So, but I hope everyone can feel our efforts through our products. That's all I'd like to share today. Thank you.
Thanks, Keith, and yeah, thanks for bearing with us for the technical difficulties. Yeah, excited about the stealth address stuff. Yeah, it's amazing, kind of all this amazing innovation that's just sitting in Bitcoin, waiting for people to use it. Okay, let's go to Rongjin now. Can you try to share your screen?
Yes, 1 second. I can share it now. Change. Okay. Can you see me? Or see the page?
Like it started to come up and then it something happened and it stopped. Can you try again?
Oh, yeah, it's share screen. Okay. Is it sharing now?
Yeah, looks good.
Okay, cool. Well, and is it your stream is still running? We paused this previous. Okay, cool. All right. Hi everyone. My name is. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Can you?
We're all good.
All good.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Go for it, Ranjan. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Matt, and thank you for the foundation team for hosting this. So my name is Rong Sing, and I'm currently leading the DevRel team at Cryptape. A little bit about me: I've been building in the blockchain space, mostly around decentralized file storage and NFTs, since mid 2016. I've been working with the DevRel team over the past 2-ish months. And really, a lot of the stuff that I'm going to talk about is really their work. So we have currently several products, and everything that we work on in the DevRel team is product focused, either directly on users, on attracting users, or the products for developers. So helping onboard developers into our ecosystem, building products for them, and creating communities around that. The first product that we've, can you see my screen right now?
Yep.
Okay. So the first product that we've launched is Sport Protocol. It's essentially NFTs on Nervos, but there are many interesting features to this. And feel free to look through these if you want. Right now, this is very much focused for developers. So we have a JS SDK, GraphQL, and we also support co-build, as Chen Yu said. We just launched on mainnet about, I believe, a week and a half to 2 weeks ago. And we're planning to release multiple versions in the near future, supporting various features. On top of Sport, one of the first products that is running is an app called Phosphorus Stones. And this is currently planning to be used by one of the largest DAOs in Asia called Builder DAO in mid-February as a way for attendees to essentially using it as tickets. And not only as tickets, but as gifts and as mystery boxes. And we're currently in talks with other DAO ecosystems as well to use this. The other project that we've been working on is Flycat. So Flycat is a Nostra client. For those of you that are unfamiliar, Nostra is essentially a very simple protocol and built very closely by the people within the Lightning ecosystem. And Flycat is very innovative. They've been adding new features that truly give the power back to the users, whether that is allowing them to customize their feed, whether that is interacting with the algorithms, or allowing other developers to create filtering algorithms and ways for the user to interact with these networks. And the goal for this is ultimately it will not only allow users to choose, but allow creators to monetize in a better way. And currently, Flycat is actually one of the larger clients within the Nostra ecosystem. Another product that we have is the Hackbee Digest. And this is a digest that's focused on the Nervos ecosystem and things that are happening within Bitcoin that's relevant. And currently, this has been picking up a lot of traction. We've been building up our audience base, and we're getting feedback on how we can improve this. Beyond this, we also have our Hackbee community, which is a Discord community focused purely on builders and developers. And currently, we have about 150 builders within our ecosystem working on various projects, including the ones that I've listed above. And most of them are building in the open so that you can contribute and learn about them. For Hackbee, we've also been hosting dev talks, which are regular developer talks with companies related to what we're interested in. For instance, we've held talks with Lorimer Jenkins from the Arweave ecosystem. They're a builder in that ecosystem. Larry Celebra, who's one of the first employees at Stacks and one of the OG Bitcoin builders within Hong Kong. And also what you see here, which is Liz, who is the CEO of Lease Authority. And they've actually audited companies like Zcash, Ethereum, IPFS, and as well as Nervos. And other than that, we're also hosting, we've also been attending conferences in Venice, Italy, Hong Kong, Israel, Malaysia, Singapore. we gave talks at the first Ordinal event in Malaysia. And we also just did a discussion on a web mining forum. We gave a talk on NFTs at ETH Venice, and we've also held usability workshops and discussions for the pawn ecosystem during their hackathons in October. And currently, we're planning to host an NFT workshop in Venice, so with a university in Venice, and we'll also be hosting the first Bitcoin focused workshop alongside with APU, which is the Asia Pacific University, as well as the Bitcoin builders ecosystem in Malaysia. Of course, we're not just going to be teaching them about Bitcoin, we'll be teaching them about Nervos, about how to build and how to interact with all of our tools. But these are some of the things that we plan to do over the long term, so that these are not just one-off events, that they continue over the coming months and hopefully many years. And if you're curious about what we are doing, if you have questions, come to our Discord, chat with us, talk to Matt. He'll probably know more than I do about a lot of this stuff. But otherwise, that's it. And just thank you to everybody within the DevRel team who's really been just putting in the work, and there's about 10 of us, and they're like in the grind, they're in the background, but it's really a shout out to them.
Awesome. Yeah, you have a great team. Excited about all these products you guys are hacking on.
Thank you.
Okay, we should let's go to Echo now. Can you share your screen?
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Let me share my screen. Can you see my screen now?
Yeah, looks good.
Hello, everyone. I'm Echo. I'm the founder and the creator from Nervape. And thanks for joining us. And before I dive in, I'd like to give a big shout out to Matt for inviting Nervape to this town hall meeting. This is our first time, and it's an honor to be here alongside such talented peers working on the Nervos network. So thank you so much, Matt. And let's get started. I will start with a little overview of what is Nervape, and we will looking back at what we achieved in 2023. And I also like to share some exciting plans for 2024. So for those who might not know, Nervape is a creative studio focused on digital art, storytelling, and blockchain technology. We really love co-creation, individual freedom and values, entertainment, and of course, decentralization. Since we are here, we all love Nervos, we all love POW, so without too much words, that's proof of work. Up to this point, we have launched 17 Nervape saga stories, and inspired by these stories, we launched 7 character NFTs, 1 scene NFT, and 2 item NFTs. In addition, we rolled out 2 special limited editions 3D NFTs, and a cross-chain bridge from Nervos Layer 1 to Woken, and collaborative NFTs. As you can see from here, that we constantly explore new ways to blend art, technology, and human connections. We really want to see if we can bring something new, bring something fresh to the both blockchain and art industries. Yeah, that's looking back at 2023. At 2023, we focus on content creation and digital art. So for content creation, we launched the Nervape podcast and made it available on nervospodcast.com, YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. In our podcast, you can dive into the backstory behind our creation and hear from artists, entrepreneurs, and more. So if you have an interesting topic you want to discuss, if you are artist or creator or builder, we'd love to chat with you. Feel free to reach out to us and join our podcast. We also complete the second chapter of Nervape Saga, which has 11 stories. I won't dive too deeply into the specifics of the chapter storyline, but I do want to share one of my favorite stories in this chapter. It's story 11, DAO. DAO in the Nervape Saga refers to a secret organization founded in response to an oppressive kingdom that was leading their people to an uncertain future. The DAO attempts to protect them and attempt to find a way for their members to achieve their dreams and help each others. They are very brave and they are super cool to me. So for those curious about what the DAO stands for in the Nervape Saga universe, I encourage you to read story 11. And I won't spoil it here. But if by any chance someone knows the full name of the DAO, DAO, as it appears in our story, please leave a comment. During this live session, the first person to answer correctly, maybe will receive a special mystery gift from Nervape team. And yes, for the digital side, we introduced the 3 new characters in 2023. They are Tapin, a royal chef, the Bella the Bard, and the Snooze the Dreamer. So you can learn more about them in the stories of chapter 2. Also can find them in our website. And this past year, we also launched our first collaborative NFT Halfway Blast to celebrate Nervos' first halving. Based on our upcoming 2D PLP platform, NECP, we create Nervos-themed assets that allowed users to design their own half Nervapes, and then claim a block for their ape to live on our collaborative canvas. After the event ended, we airdropped 900 Halfway Blast canvas NFTs to everyone that claimed a block during this event. It was a huge success. We didn't think that the whole canvas would fill up. How can I stop it? Yeah, we didn't think the whole canvas would fill up, but the whole canvas with 900 blocks filled up in only 2 days. And what expressed me even more was that it seems like the words, like you can see here, it's a block, it's a C in black and a K in white color, and a B here in the green color. It seems like the words C, K, and B were hidden within the canvas. It was truly touching and heartwarming to see so many friends in Nervos community joining and contributing to this collaborative art. And it really gives me a feeling that individually we can build something, but together we can build something even more. So let's wrap up our recap of the last year. We have been as active as possible, and as you can see, we have accomplished a great deal with even more to look forward in 2024. So in 2024, obviously the NFT market has cooled down a lot, right? But there are still utilities and good user cases for NFTs in both physical and digital space. So looking to 2024, many new approaches and many new ideas emerging. So I believe this is actually an opportunity moment for Nervape to launch the 2 products we have been preparing that's the year. The first one is NECP, and the second one is physical Nervape series. For now, we call them Nervape Artifact. Okay, so for NECP, I know everyone here is excited about what NECP is and where they can participate. We are getting there, we are getting there, we are getting there. We are expecting to launch NECP in early April, and the specific details about the release and everything else will be shared with you over the next few weeks. Since NECP is one of our most important projects of the 2024, I'd like to take some time here to give you a bit of an introduction on it. You can see here our motto for NCP is be yourself and build yourself. NCP is not traditional PFP, it's a dynamic NFT. This means that the NFT aren't just created and dropped by us, but allow users to participate in the creation process. We will be releasing version 1 in early April, opening up spots for users to create their very own 2D PFP. Moving forward, our plan is to invite some independent creators, artists from like both Web3 and Web2 to join us. They will have the opportunity to design and update their assets, and this way our users can choose their favorite assets to trade and update their Nervape PFPs. So designers will be able to earn reward based on how frequency of usage of their assets. Yeah. Our final goal for this NCP platform is to be completely open to all users, where everyone can upload, design, and trade assets. Yeah, this is a basic overview of the NCP platform. You can find more details and the features on the NCP page on our website, and we will be releasing more details in the upcoming weeks, so please stay tuned. Yeah, I'd also like to remind everyone here that all of our 3D NFT holders qualify for our NCP bond list, aka whitelist. So if you haven't yet, don't forget to visit our Discord and open a ticket to claim it. Lastly, we want to continue our work in developing physical items linked to our digital space. We are planning to launch more limited edition physical item series during Q1 and Q2 in 2024. For now, there are 2 series, each with their own distinct size. You can see here, one is like a smaller size. It's like a size of like a person's hand, and the other one is much bigger. The bigger one for now we call it Giant Ape, and we will be collaborating with a fashion designer and a camping supply studio. We will 3 work together, design the first version of this Giant Ape, and for more detail, we will be releasing soon. All right, that's about wraps up what I want to share about Nervape today. And lastly, I want to say that we truly appreciate all the support we have received from Nervape community, Nervos community, and the Nervos Foundation, and especially from our amazing moderators, Rory, Percy, Saber, and Cruz. That all helps us to build Nervape in 2023, and let's build together and create amazing things in 2024. And if you have any questions, please let me know, or feel free to reach out us on X or Discord. Here are QR codes for Nervape's team and my personal X accounts. So thanks everyone for your time, and be yourself and build yourself. That's it.
Thanks, Echo. That's great. Yeah, so glad to see the continued expansion of Nervape. So I guess people probably wouldn't know that has been contributing to the Nervos visual identity for many years now, and yeah, so glad to see you still here. I think yeah, the design of Nervos has a lot to do with its success. So yeah, so glad to see you still here and contributing, and Nervape going well. Okay, so now we'll go over to Rabbit for the NFT Nation NFT store and hear all about what's going on and what's coming up. Yes, take it away, Rabbit.
Hey, I hope you can hear me. Excited to be here. I'm just going to share my presentation through my camera. I'm here on behalf of NFT Nation to talk about what it is that we're doing. Of course, it's backwards. Oh, hold on a second. It decided to flip on me. That's fantastic. Maybe I can just share it. I don't know. Wow, this is a good start. So NFT Nation a Nervos Nation journey. Let me quickly. Nope. Not gonna work. Yeah, all right. It won't let me, it won't let me flip it. And of course, it won't let me share my screen. I don't know if you're able to give me permission on that. I can try that instead.
See, it should. I think
Hold
we
on,
can
I can
see,
also
we
try.
can see it.
It's backwards though, right?
I don't know. It looks right on my end. Wait, now it's backwards. Maybe
Now it's backwards?
Yeah, now it's backwards.
Oh, yeah, see, it's backwards for me. Sorry. Okay, then I'll just continue. Let's go.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, so the agenda is what is NFT Nation? You know, what are we working on now? What's next? And then conclusion is just kind of a little bit of contact. So NFT Nation is a community-orientated marketplace built on Nervos CKB, started on Godwoke and Nervos Layer 2. It is being planned out and developed by myself and Neon at the moment. We are strong enthusiasts of the Nervos ethos, and we want to provide a platform that kind of showcases all the innovations that are possible, as things are coming out. And why does NFT Nation exist? Well, NFTs are something that are going to keep existing and keep coming out as time goes on. Blockchain is proving itself. NFTs are, essentially just metadata. So for anyone who's unfamiliar, an NFT could be a trading card, it could be a land deed, it could be just about anything that you want, seen as a digital, ownership. So we kind of hope to help guide some of that, like some of the Nervos stuff as much as we can. Working with integrating JoyID and stuff like that. We, helping the CKB side of things, helping them, determine what works with CKB. So where we are now is we have a lot of stuff currently over the last 6 months that we've been testing, working on, and hopefully pushing out like real soon, right away. Which this is the list here. It is, we had a lot of stuff, smart contract upgrades, collections can now be updated. So if you have a collection on NFT Nation, you'll be able to add a banner to the top of the page. You'll be able to update like the name, the URL, the description, and stuff like that. So if you didn't like the collection on the first mint, or maybe something changed over time, you'll be able to update that. There's liking NFTs, so like you'll be able to, there'll be a little bit of like a little heart, and then over time we'll add features around that as well. So like displaying NFTs in different ways and on user profiles. On-site notifications. So when you log in, if something happened since last time, there'll be a little icon in the corner that tells you that something was there, something had happened. So you can go see kind of like, oh, like what happened last time last time you were on. The search has been upgraded, so there's more filters to it. You can search by prices. You can search by like things that are on the market and stuff like that. There's batch minting as well. So if you have an 1155 collection and you wanted to create, a bunch of NFTs, you could create them really quickly. Same with 721. But the difference with that is the 721 is always going to create one NFT, which means that when you mint a 721, it's always one, as where an 1155 can be one or more. So you can kind of set the amount for that. So the 721 is just going to batch mint a whole bunch of the same item in case that's, you need that. The analytics on the collection display page, so there'll be certain things like how many items are in it, how many items are on like being listed right now, the lowest floor price, stuff like that. The activities page has been refreshed quite a bit from where it was. We plan on supporting third-party NFTs and collections, so things that aren't really minted on NFT Nation specifically, we can kind of import them in and have them displayed on the website properly. And then we also have the transfer and burn NFTs. So like you can, transfer your NFTs to other users or burn them if you no longer want them. I'll kind of go into them just a little bit here. So the contract upgrades, basically the factories were split into two and made upgradable so that anytime if we need to add any features in the future, we can without any like bottlenecks of having everyone basically do something, or like if they want to use the features that are available in the newer NFTs. So older NFTs may need to be reminted. There are kind of some flaws when it comes to NFTs and certain parts being upgradable, not upgradable, since the actual NFT itself is not upgradable. So like once you mint a 721 or an 1155, they are as is, right? Minus the collection details, which can be updated. The item itself that gets minted from a collection is as is, like it cannot be updated, and yeah, it becomes part of the collection. And so yeah, and the 721 contract was upgraded using a 721 PSI, which just basically changes how things are. It optimizes it for batch minting, to say the least, so that we were able to do it. Because without upgrading to this contract, there was a way bigger limitation on how much you could actually batch mint. Here's a couple screenshots because the rest is pretty much UI related. So I just kind of threw some screenshots here. As you can see, you can kind of see on the cards themselves. Let's see if I can get my pointer here. There's a featured flag. There's a little heart going on here. Same with over here. There's the heart on the page itself. Like there's a lot going on. We got the analytics details here. So it kind of shows you some of the stats. And then there's the banner up top. So that's a new thing as well. Instead of it just showing like the collection name, it shows like an actual banner. So you can kind of create a banner for your project to display on the page better. Yeah, just nice little tweaks there. This would be the activities page. Looks a little bit cleaner, kind of shows you different activities. So there's a bid and then a higher bid was placed. So it kind of shows you that, which is nice. You got the transfer little modal here, which kind of just pops up and shows you the collection and token ID and then an address you want to send it to. And then the notifications down here. So basically when you go to your page, these 3 items were new to me, as shown by this tiny little notification icon in the corner of the display here. And yeah, so that's pretty much it for what's kind of in the works. There might be a little bit more that it isn't being displayed in these screenshots, but yeah, so I'm excited about that. That should be coming out right away. And then some future plans. What's next is layer 1 integration. So to keep it simple, basically, we want to, over the next 6 months, add JoyID. We want to give current layer 2 users a way to interact. So if you're logging in with MetaMask now, you'll basically get a CKB address and a way to interact. With that, anyways, yeah, minting spores and clusters. So cluster is basically just the container of a spore, if you will. So like how we're seeing it is that a cluster will kind of mimic a collection, and then the spores themselves will be kind of like the NFTs. So that's definitely something that's going to be coming right away. Something that we're all excited about is getting that out. And then with the spores and the clusters, we'll be creating market functionality for that as well. So you'll be able to list your spores for sale and auctions. And then following that, right, we also want to integrate Coda. There's a couple things that we're just, planning, but like we want to mint Coda, and then as well bring in functionality for the market for that as well. So if you create a Coda collection, you'll be able to list that. And then one of the other things that is really exciting is Blitz TCG. We have plans to, for anyone unfamiliar with Blitz TCG, it's a trading card game. And they want to come over to Nervos. And so basically we've talked to them, and this is something that we want to do, is integrate Blitz TCG with our marketplace as kind of like a featured launch, if that's the best way to put it. So that basically they have a platform. We will be generating the cards and the packs and doing like pretty much all of the Blitz stuff. So it'll kind of be like a new product integrated into the feature while kind of adding new features, because it will require using certain smart contracts and functionality that will hopefully also translate to future upgrades and plans, that things that we can integrate into the marketplace. Yeah, I think that's it. I'm sure I could go on. very excited about Nervos, very excited about CKB, very excited about all the possibilities of everything we can do. And yeah, this is just a great way to provide a marketplace for everyone. So yeah, and here you can reach us on, NFTnation.live. You can reach us on Telegram or on Twitter.
Awesome.
If you have any questions.
Thanks, Rabbit. Yeah, appreciate you taking the time to walk us through what's going on with the NFT Nation and all your work on the marketplace. I think you guys have really carried the torch for NFTs on CKB. So it's it's been awesome. Okay, so now I know that there's been a lot of interest about BTCKB over the last day or so. So Jan's here shortly. I know he has to run to another meeting. But I know a lot of people had questions looking for information. So yeah, thankfully we have Jan here. And we've already received a couple questions. Drop any more in the chat. But I guess to start us off, Jan, in your words, how would you describe BTCKB and why do you feel like it's happening?
Hi everyone. Thanks for having me here. Yeah. Actually, I just finished a Twitter space to the Chinese community like 10 minutes ago, and we are also talking about like the BTCKB initiative. So BTCKB is a combination of two words like BTC and CKB. It should be quite obvious, and and it is a initiative taken by a new company named Cell Studio, and supported by a Nervos ecosystem fund to create products and marketing, like products and to create products for to make CKB a layer 2 of Bitcoin. Or you can say to make CKB a contract kernel of Bitcoin, or you can say like to make CKB a execution layer of Bitcoin or application layer of Bitcoin. So, but you can name it because there are so many different definitions of like Bitcoin layer 2 in the market. So we just call it BTCKB because we believe CKB is a very ideal layer 2 for Bitcoin, and CKB can be a really good complement to Bitcoin to make Bitcoin more valuable. And at the same time, if we can catch this opportunity window we see on the market, we can also like help CKB to grow fast and to achieve its own goals. So so it includes a bunch of like products development and marketing strategy, and sort of things like that. And that's the
Okay. So I received two questions. The first is what impact do you see this initiative having on the Bitcoin ecosystem?
That's kind of hard to say. So I think I believe we can be a very valuable complement to Bitcoin and to provide real value to Bitcoin itself and all those new kinds of assets issued on Bitcoin. I'm not sure if everyone has noticed that since the occurrence of inscription and BRC20, the Bitcoin ecosystem is developing very, very fast. And although like since like BRC20, it may not be that exciting technically, or even but it does attracted a lot of users and developers into Bitcoin ecosystem. And I think what's more important is it's changing Bitcoiners idea or their opinions on the future of Bitcoin. Because in the past, like Bitcoiners think all the altcoins are shitcoins, right? And every other coin has no value. We only need to hold our Bitcoin and do nothing. And we just like hold, right? But I think that's the exact opinion or ideology make Bitcoin like weak in the past few years, because there are so many developments and new users and developers building on top of Ethereum. Ethereum had, you can just build all kinds of applications on top of Ethereum and have fun in those applications. But I think ordinals and BRC20 has changed everything, because now people found that, oh, on Bitcoin we can build all kinds of applications too. And we can, even though Bitcoin layer 1, the Bitcoin chain has very limited ability, but we can do things in the other way. And the new users and developers brought in by inscriptions, they also found that, oh, here's another path to the future, which is quite different from Ethereum, right? Because in the past, when we go out and when we went out and talked to developers, we do our like developer relation jobs and try to convince developers to join CKB. The UTXO model is a major obstacle there. Like developers, they don't want to spend any time to study UTXO model to learn new things and to spend time to write new code so they can deploy on CKB or UTXO model, right? And in the past, like many of them thought POW is outdated. It's worse than POS. But now, thanks to inscriptions, people just change their mind. At least in the East, in Chinese community, I can see the change. People start to show interests in POW and UTXO. When I go out to talk with developers and users now, I don't need to educate them. It's they educate me. They talk to me that, oh, POW is much better than POS, and UTXO is good. It's like good for parallelism, for example, and it's like first class asset. So the scenes change completely. So that's the change. That I think that may be the biggest opportunity for us, for CKB, because CKB is basically a POW and UTXO chain, and we are following Bitcoin's ideology and architecture, right? So in the past, it's really difficult for people to understand us, but now all those barriers are removed. So this is a great opportunity, and I also think that CKB can do a lot of things for Bitcoin, because what I'm seeing now is there are so many like projects, legit or not, like they're claiming themselves as like Bitcoin layer 2, but many of them are Ethereum, like EVM based chains, just combined with like EVM chains with a bridge. They're trying to depict themselves as Bitcoin layer 2, but they are actually very they're doing that in a really weird way, because like if users want to use those EVM chains as a layer 2, they need to like switch to MetaMask, for example, when they enter layer 2, and they need to they need to use like Ethereum addresses, a different standards of like a different set of standards addresses, ERC20 rather than like UTXO, access standards on layer 2. So that's very unintuitive for developers and users. And so what CKB can do here is those EVM layer 2s cannot do, right? And I think as time goes by, people will realize that we need a layer 2 that is more similar to Bitcoin, that can be consistent with Bitcoin, no matter in architecture or user experience or developer experience. And that's one thing we can do. And I think CKB is also valuable to Bitcoin because we can experiment all kinds of ideas on CKB because the cell model or extended UTXO model is more powerful. Like Bitcoin restricted itself is not a problem, it's a feature. Bitcoin is designed to be a P2P money or a currency, right? And Bitcoin only wants to do so Bitcoin is designed for that. And Bitcoin doesn't want to extend itself, but we can extend the UTXO outside of Bitcoin, and we can do experiments here. And if some of those ideas is proved to be valuable or practical, we can contribute those ideas back to Bitcoin. And because both CKB and Bitcoin are based on UTXO, that should be natural. That should be possible. Right.
Okay, I want to interrupt you with one question.
Sorry.
There's a question of what are the advantages building on top of Bitcoin instead of Ethereum? Is it POW versus POS? So I guess this is really about the UTXOs versus Ethereum. But is it POW versus POS or is it something else?
So technically, you can do everything on both, I think, like on UTXO or on account because they're technically equivalent. They're both like Turing complete and stateful, right? But I think they are good at different things. I think account model is better at like DeFi because in DeFi there are many scenarios that are built on pooled resources, right? You need to like deposit tokens into a large pool, and you can do all kinds of financial magic based on top of that pool. But on UTXO chains, UTXOs are better at dealing with unpooled assets. Right? When you want to pool assets together and when you want to apply transactions on shared UTXOs, you'll meet a lot of problems. But those problems are solvable. They can be solved by open transactions, which is we are working on right now. But it's still a problem. It's more, which means you need to do work to do more work compared to try to build those things on account model. But UTXOs are good at other things like asset issuance and store of value because the asset issued on account model like ERC20 and the asset like Bitcoin or CKB or any UTXO based assets are totally different. I wrote an a article before to talk about this topic. I call those assets on UTXOs first class asset because those assets are held directly by user. It's not like held by contract and the user can only access the asset indirectly through the contract. So UTXO assets are more like cash. You have them in your wallet. You hold them. You can touch them. They belong to you directly. But account model assets are more like balances in banks, and each smart contract is a bank. You have a balance. You have bank record. You have a balance record in your contract storage. It's the contract managing your asset, and you are interacting with the contract to access your asset. So I think UTXO is really good for these things, and with open transaction in Bitcoin, it's called like partial signed Bitcoin transaction (PSBT). But in CKB, we give it another name like open transaction. We can build all kinds of things, and on UTXO I think it's also more easily to build Lightning network, like channel networks. And that's why we are working with Polycrypt to build state channel, to build Perun on CKB. I'm a super fan for channel networks because I think it shines in many aspects. It's just better than chains in many aspects. Like in channels, you can do like really low latency payments. And with state channels, we can do more, but it's a more complicated like research problem. But UTXOs are a natural fit to channel network. Yeah, so I don't want to like dig into the details here, but
Okay. Yeah, I think
yeah,
we'll have to arrange an AMA to really dive deep into things. I'm sure people will have more questions as they think about these things. So I guess last question about BTCKB. Will other teams be funded, and what features will be first to be worked on?
yeah. So currently, like there is a new company leading by Cypher, Cell Studio. Is founded by the Ecosystem Fund, and I'm looking forward for more teams working on CKB towards the same goal, like BTCKB. How can we connect with Bitcoin? How can we, for example, like how can we verify things happening on Bitcoin? How can we bridge Bitcoin assets, no matter it's Bitcoin itself or inscriptions to CKB? How can we bridge CKB assets to? Oh no, I think one direction is enough, like from BTC to CKB. And for example, how maybe we can try to build a like MakerDAO on CKB, but it's pegged to Bitcoin, right? It's a over collateralized like, Bitcoin peg. Yeah, I'm looking forward to those kind of projects, and we have like community DAO grants, right? We can like start from small, and we have innovation, the ecosystem fund, which is willing to support those projects. Yeah, I hope the Cell Studio is the first, not the last.
And as far as what will be first to be worked on?
I think okay, so this is a question maybe like best answered by Cypher and Cell Studio, but I can like I think what they want to do is like first JoyID. They want to make JoyID the entry to the whole CKB even BTC ecosystem. So people should be able to use JoyID wallet to do anything on Bitcoin, to access Bitcoin applications. And those applications are probably built on top of CKB. And I think they are going to build a DEX because now we have Omega, like inscriptions on CKB, but there's no way to trade them. And I think DEX is on sales plan. And I see they also included Spore in their plan. Sport is an asset. Sport is an on-chain NFT asset standard. We designed the protocol, we designed the standard, but there was no people or team or developers building on top of it. But now I think Cell Studio is going to build something on top of Sport. And I also heard that NFT Nation is going to like build something too. That's great. Thanks to Rabbit. Yay.
Okay, great. Well, Jen, really appreciate you taking the time to share all this. I know, this was top of mind for so many people. Yeah, so thanks a lot, and yeah, hope you have a good night, and yeah, I really
Yeah,
appreciate
thanks.
it.
My pleasure.
Okay, yeah, really exciting, all this stuff with Bitcoin. Yeah, I think that there's a number of people, within the project that got into crypto through Bitcoin, and never were completely sold on the ideas of Ethereum that so many smart contract platforms have followed. So this is a very natural direction, and very exciting to see the outside world also doing exciting things in Bitcoin. So now we'll go to Jan from Polycrypt to talk about Perun channels, and Jan will be our last speaker. If anyone has questions in general, drop them in the chat, and then yeah, we should have some time for questions at the end. I know this is a long town hall, but we have a wide community now. So Jan, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready. Thank you. Let me share my screen real quick. Need to select the correct. Okay, you can see it?
Yes.
That's great. Okay, thank you. My name is Jan, and I'm here today on behalf of Polycrypt and the Perun State Channel project. So let's start right away, and let me introduce you into Perun. Perun is a blockchain-agnostic channel framework and protocol. This might sound confusing at first, but it basically means that there's one single Perun channel protocol that is designed for all blockchains that have some basic smart contract support. And we've been working these past 3 years to develop this Perun channel framework for a number of very different blockchains with very different smart contract platforms, which means by now we have quite some experience in this. So we've been integrating first Ethereum, then Polkadot, Cardano, Stellar, Definity, and many more. And most importantly, we were able to bring Perun channels to Nervos CKB. But before I go into detail on all the benefits that come with integration into a framework such as Perun, let me first give some insights on how Perun channels really work. So a channel on its basis is a means of executing transactions among a set of participants off-chain, and thereby increasing scalability, as in speed and remove transaction costs, while still maintaining the security guarantees of the underlying blockchain. This means we strictly distinguish between an on-chain part on layer 1, which is the Perun smart contract or scripts in the case of CKB, and the off-chain channel ledger on layer 2, on which parties can then transact fast, cheap, and in real time. So how does it work? Well, let's assume two parties want to open a channel together. They do this by creating and funding a channel cell on CKB that is running the Perun scripts and represents the channel on-chain. And now that the channel is open and funded, they can start to really go to town and send all these off-chain transactions and payments to each other. And each of these transactions redistributes the balances that are locked to the channel among the participants. Most notably, they do not need to interact with the blockchain at all during this phase. And we achieve great scalability in these transactions with transaction costs that are basically close to the electricity costs for running the clients. And we also, I think this is important, we achieve instant transaction finality. Once you're then finished sending your transactions and want to close the channel, one of two things may happen. So either one of the two parties behaves maliciously. In this case, you just register the latest state with the latest balance distribution in the channel cell. And after expiration of some time lock, you can then forcibly withdraw the balances in the channel according to this latest balance distribution. But luckily, parties are not incentivized to behave maliciously by protocol design. So if the parties behave honestly, they just agree on a final balance distribution, they settle the channel gracefully, and once the channel has been settled, the parties can then withdraw their share of the final distribution from the contract. And for this, they don't need to wait for any time lock expiration. And all this is achieved using provably secure protocols. And we also have several exciting features such as state channels or virtual channels, which can be used to build channel networks, as John has already hinted at, as well as some cross-chain support, which can then be used to open channels where the assets are distributed across different blockchains. Okay, now that we know the basic principles of channels, let's see how you as a developer can use Perun inside your own projects. And we have developed the CKB scripts for Perun in Rust and the Perun CKB backend in Go. And this Perun CKB backend handles the entire Perun protocol for you and provides a very high-level API to Perun channels as a Go library. And all this means that if you want to make use of the benefits of Perun channels in your projects, you can just use this library and not really care a lot about the specifics. So, but what if you're not a developer and you just are an end user and simply want to use Perun to make some payments? And well, our current project addresses this need as we're working on a wallet integration for Perun. And the goal of this project is that you can just open and transact to Perun channels within your favorite existing CKB wallet. And there are really two options how this proceeds, depending on the programming language the wallet is written in. So in the best case, the wallet is already written in the Go programming language. This is because all our Perun tech stack is written in Go. And then you can just use the Perun CKB backend library to add channel support. You can just import it in Go and use it. But yeah, what if your wallet is written in a language that can't easily support these Go libraries and can't import them? And for this reason, we have designed a generic way of bringing Perun channels into your CKB wallets. And I'll briefly explain now how this works. Let's say we have an existing wallet that you use, and this wallet is written in any other programming language than Go. So we can't use just this Perun CKB backend library. And you, as a user, interact with the wallet to send transactions and manage your funds. And the problem now is that the wallet code cannot import our Go library. So what do? The solution is running a separate service called the channel service, which is just a Go application that uses our Perun CKB backend. And also on the wallet side, we add a wallet service as kind of a wrapper around the wallet. And this wallet service can be written in the same framework and programming language as your wallet. So it should be fairly easy to integrate. The wallet service and the channel service act as RPC services, so remote procedure calls. And those communicate through RPC using protocol buffers. Yeah. So all in all, the wallet handles all the secret keys and the interaction with the user, so the UI and this kind of stuff. So the secret keys also are not known to the channel service, and the channel service handles everything that's related to Perun. So how may this look? For example, this user, let's call it Alice, has some UI in their wallet, which they want to interact with to open a channel with a peer. The wallet then calls some RPC function of the channel service, which then initiates this Perun open channel protocol, this part of the Perun protocol. And whenever the protocol needs maybe to sign a message, so some Perun state, or it maybe needs to send a transaction that needs to be signed, it asks this wallet service, again through RPC, to sign the already prepared transaction. So the wallet basically just needs to sign it. And for example, the wallet may open a signing dialog with the user, and the signature is returned then to the channel service, which can continue with the protocol or post a transaction to the blockchain or whatever is the next step in this Perun protocol. So you interact with the wallet, and the wallet interacts with the channel service, and this channel service handles Perun. And whenever there's some user import or some signature necessary, we talk to the wallet. And all of this interaction, the RPC services and this protobuf messages are formalized within our Perun wallet specification. So you can build this on your own and integrate your own wallet. But to make this a bit easier this I think is really the cool thing, that we already have a prototype implementation for this, where we have added Perun channels to the well-known Neuron wallet. And this wallet is written in TypeScript, so it wouldn't be able to just use the Perun CKB backend as a library. And yeah, we hope that now other projects go on to, or like other wallets to go on to try to integrate these channels. Okay, let's conclude this talk with kind of an outlook on what kind of upcoming projects you can be excited for from us. First of all, again, there are wallets. So we are working together with Neuron currently, and we want to provide a more elaborate integration with the goal to make it really usable on CKB mainnet. And in the future, we'll also be looking to integrate more and different CKB wallets. Another upcoming point is virtual channels, and they they could be used to build channel networks for CKB. And Perun as a protocol conceptually allows creating those virtual channels, and those from those you basically build a channel network, and this may then look similar to Bitcoin's Lightning Network. And finally, Perun in principle also allows cross-chain channel support between two chains that have Perun channels. And cross-chain channels are just channels where the assets are located on and locked on different chains. And we are of the opinion that for this point, the most impactful cross-chain peer for CKB would be Bitcoin because of the many similarities between CKB and Bitcoin. And also Bitcoin has this Lightning Network, so there's already a kind of established channel technology on Bitcoin. So in the past, we've only really thought about like our blockchain agnostic protocol. So how do cross-chain channels look if there's two blockchains running Perun? And here we are now doing some R&D on how a cross-chain channel between a Lightning channel on Bitcoin side and a Perun channel on CKB side could work. Okay, and with that, thanks for hosting me and Polycrypt, and I'm ready to answer some questions if there are any.
Great. Yeah, thanks, John. Yeah, you guys have been great partners in forging this new ground with channels. I know you guys have been at it for so long. I guess if people don't know the history of Polycrypt and Perun, I think you guys have been working on this for what, 6 years, something like that, 7 maybe.
So I wasn't there from the very beginning.
Oh.
So this started as a research project. So we are closely work together with TU Darmstadt, which is a university in Germany. And there was some crypto paper on this Perun with state channels, virtual channels, and all this stuff. And then we kind of developed into a more like development and coding oriented company, which implements this, among other things, this channel stuff.
Okay. I have one question. Is Perun a full cross-chain solution, or is it limited based on what chain it is interacting with?
Yeah, so I think we have to distinguish some points here. So first of all, Perun is blockchain agnostic, which means just Perun you can deploy basically on any chain that has some very basic smart contract support. And we've proven that really, I think. And cross-chain is more complicated. So it is on a theoretical level, so as long as both chains are able to run Perun, there's no restriction. You can just open a cross-chain channel. This works. But when you look kind of more not at the crypto side but at the engineering side, it becomes more complicated because you obviously have to now the trouble of integrating with two different chains that all have their troubles, their intricacies, and we've already done cross-chain and have a example project which is called Perun X. But this is between Ethereum and some Ethereum sidechain. So it's both EVM based, and then we have it a lot simpler because we can use the same backend and stuff like this. But this is kind of the upcoming engineering challenges there to really have one backend that facilitates all chains. But I think it's very important to not try to solve all these problems at once. And if there's, I think CKB and Bitcoin is one very promising kind of first effort where there's actually a big need for this kind of thing. Yeah. Cross-chain or multi-chain? There's another question. So cross-chain, I think you mean there's two chains, and multi-chain there's more than two chains. So I think in theory, you're not restricted to two chains, but because you also have these virtual channels, you could do one cross-chain channels and then another cross-chain channel between different chains, and then you can even do a virtual channel, so you don't even have to have some channel on this third chain that you introduce into this chain. But yeah, then I think there it kind of becomes theoretical. There's a lot of engineering stuff that needs to be solved before really talking meaningfully about multi-chain. Or if you mean by multi-chain that this blockchain agnostic stuff, this already works. Yeah. So if you have Perun just on one chain, it can be basically any chain that we've developed the backend for. But yeah, interoperability is more difficult.
How many backends have you guys developed?
Oh, I don't even know. We have a lot of backends. So, but we have a lot of features also. So we have payment channel, which is the most basic stuff, and works I think really well also. And this is also deployed on CKB. But we also have state channels, virtual channels, and we have these cross-chain ideas, and there's a lot of stuff to look out for. So there are, of course, for sure, upwards of maybe 6 backends with different kinds of stages of development. Yeah, and some of them, the community really embraced this idea, and we really did some follow-up work there. And some of them, it's just some exemplary work and some proof of concept. But I think the most impactful for us so far was Ethereum, maybe Polkadot, and now CKB.
Right. Yeah, I think the idea of connecting CKB and Lightning is really exciting, especially around the ideas of cross-chain things. I know with in the Bitcoin world with the BitVM, they have the idea of secure bridging with I guess between different L2s using BitVM eventually, but there's a 6-month I guess peg out or timeout time, so you need to move quickly, and that's going to go through channels. So I do think you guys are you're on the right thread with the cross-chain channels. It's just reality takes time to keep up to theoretical. So
yeah, so you have to do theory first, and then you can work on engineering. So it's also very fast paced. I think 1 week ago I was thinking that Perun only works with other Perun. So Perun protocol, then you can do maybe cross-chain. And now we had all these talks. I thought about it a bit, and I think because we have state channels in Perun, we might be able to actually connect to some Lightning channel on Bitcoin side. So I'm working on this right now, and I'll keep you updated.
Amazing. Yeah, generality really opens up a lot of power. So awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, I don't see any more questions in the chat. I know we've been on for some time. Jan, really appreciate you taking the time and sharing this and all the research you're doing. I think it really makes a difference. So.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Okay, so yeah, I'll wrap up here, and yeah, thanks for everyone for coming out. Thanks to Rabbit from NFT Nation, Echo from Nervape, Chen Yu from Magicbase, Rongshin from Cryptape. Thank you to the members of the foundation that contributed to organizing this. And yeah, really excited for 2024 and the future of CKB. So yeah, thanks everyone for sticking around and being part of this community. I think we've been at this a long time, but I think we're on to something. Otherwise, we wouldn't have this kind of enthusiasm here. And it's encouraging to see in a crypto project that's been around a long time to see kind of continued rejuvenation and new life and new possibilities. So thanks everyone. Keep sticking around, and yeah, see you soon.